Attack.
Go against any nigga like fuck this glitter. Skeet all third on my bitch. I put it in for you, I stand for you. Whatever you with, I'm with it. How you gon' coast a nigga out rockin' with you? I got you lit in the city. I been multitasking, rapping and being the daddy to my little children. I been standing on business and spinning until I'm dead. I do all the smack, you never step or help with none of these killers. You gon' lie to catch once when I catch, I'ma whack in front of with you. Damn, I knew you trippin'. You could've been superstars. Remember when we were jacking cars? Not safe for you.
Morant.
You switch like a pussy little bitch. Damn, my nigga trippin'. We could've been superstars. Helping now I'm reminiscing. Remember we were jacking cars. Now you better keep your distance, cause it's not safe for you. You switch like a pussy little bitch. Trade hard with the kick, snatch off in the bit. When I slide, night light on the blick. Bet I'm on my shit when I'm outside. So them ran down, call them pants down. Nigga, you shit. I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it, cause I'm a criminal. Yeah, cut those business, KTV. Back door wide open, wait till my sniper get out. All you niggas gon' die. Time rolling, bustin' on my opponent, no half stepping. Crush my arcs, totally wood jet broke, no motion. Sleeping on sofas, creeping that house like roaches. I done went cage and stayed in the cage. I free me, baby, can't keep me, baby. I beat them cases, they already hate me. They gon' want me dead when I'm on full base. Oh, y'all think y'all done seen it yet, I promise. Niggas can't take me, niggas can't guard me. I do a fuck, nigga ass like Charlie. Remember when we were jacking cars? Now it's not safe for you. You switch like a pussy little bitch. Damn, I knew you trippin'. She could've been superstar. Helping now, remember this. Remember when we were jacking cars? Now you better keep your distance, cause it's not safe for you.
Against Milwaukee.
You switch like a pussy
Morant
little
down
bitch.
the lane and powers it in. Gobert did not challenge.
When I slide, night light on the blick. Hit out more
Lob
shit.
ahead,
When I'm
and
outside,
Morant throws it down.
Call them pants down. Nigga, you shit it. I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it, cause I'm a criminal. Super gremlin. I ain't slime, I'm grinding. And the way you put it, I'm SG with it. I'm super gremlin.
All right. And we are live. What is up, YouTube basketball family? It is I, K-Rod7435 here, back at it with another good show for y'all today for NBA ratings number 2 on Mr. Ja Morant out of the Memphis Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's get right into it. For those of you that don't know who Ja Morant is, he is a point guard that is, I think, a 2 years pro, if I'm not mistaken. He's been in the NBA for, I think, heading into 3 years. But, yeah, he attended Murray State College. He was a number 2 draft pick back in 2019. He's 22 years of age, 6'3", and I believe he is 174 pounds. But, yeah, he currently averages 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, and he has a PIE of a 16.3. I don't even know what that even means, but either way, yeah, let's get right into it. These are my topics that I always go down for y'all. I do the eye tests, offensive ability, defensive ability, chemistry, teammate potential, playmaking IQ, and the strength of skill set in the NBA playoffs resume, and finally the intangibles. So yeah, let's get right into it. I just need to get my document, and then we'll be right back on track. So yeah, let's talk about the first topic for the eye test. I would definitely give the eye test a good solid 9.5. I think Ja Morant, he deserves it. He's a very, very good player. And I think what the thing is with Ja Morant, for those of you that don't know, he is a very, very heavily skilled player that focuses a lot on his offensive ability and his father is a very very good mentor to him. But I think it's very very natural to show the amount of scoring ability that he has. Obviously, if you take a look at his stats from 2019 leading into now, he averaged 17.8 points in the first year, 19.1 points in his second year, and now he's averaging 27.4 points in his third year. So the progression is very, very high. And then for those of you that want to know his field goal rating percentage, it's not that good either. It's pretty decent to say the least. He's like not supremely consistent all the time, but the first year he averaged 47.7% his first year from the field goal line, and he averaged a 44.9% his second year, and then the third year was a 49.3%. And then for his 3 point percentages, it's been in the semi mid 30s. The first year 33.5, second year 30.3%, and then the third year is 34.4%. And then for his field goal rating percentage, he averaged 77% from the free throw line his first year, and then second year is a 72.8% his second year, and then third year was a 76.1% in his current year, heading into his third year. And then for rebounds, pretty much same thing, 3.1 first year and second year, and then third year he's now doing a 4.4 offensive, or actually no, defensive rebounds per game. And then for offensive, it's 0. 0.8 for the first year, second 0.9, and then third is 1.4. And then for steals, nothing interesting, 0. 0.9 first year and second year, and then 1.2 for his third year. And then for turnovers, which is very, very interesting, he is definitely turning over the ball a lot. 3.3 the first year, 3.2 the second year, and then 3.4 the third year. And then for assists is 7.3 first year, 7.4 second year, and then 6.7 the third year. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really have too much else to really talk about his regular season stats, but yeah, the eye test is pretty good. It's a 9.5. He could definitely be better. But I think as far as like what he brings to the table, he definitely has a good strong ceiling for what he can do for the future. The biggest problem that I will say is just that his lack of discipline in offensive and defensive situations tends to become a bit of a problem. But the eye test is pretty solid. Um, also, if y'all want to come in to the panel for anybody that wants to just talk basketball. The link is right here, pinned inside the chat. If you guys want to come in and talk about Ja Morant and the ratings, but either way, yeah, let me just finish this up because I got some things that I got to handle, myself. But yeah, let's talk about the second topic, his offensive ability. I'm definitely going to give this a solid 10 out of 10. I think he deserves it, simply due to the fact that well, actually no. I'm gonna probably tune this down to at least like a 9.25, just simply because like he's a very very good player offensively, but he is very inconsistent at times. Similar to like a young like Derrick Rose mixed with like a Rajon Rondo type of player, but he is very very athletic and he has a lot of great how should I say awareness to know to know where to be in the event of being in a basketball situation. But as far as how I could just see it going down for his offensive ability, it's definitely there to be better, but he definitely has like a couple holes that he could fix. um, I think his dribbling is pretty good. His handles are very very good. He definitely knows how to keep himself at bay, but Sometimes, like I said, from reviewing his turnover ratio, he tends to be a little bit wild handling the ball. So he tends to have like a little bit of those hiccups here and there. But either way, Ja Morant's offensive ability is very good. He could bang it from the three, or he could dunk it from the free throw line, and he could do everything. Um, he's definitely a good, decent all around. Um, how should I say? Shoot first, playmaker type of basketball player. Um, I think that's pretty fair to say for the offensive rating. Now for the defense, I would definitely rate this to be a whatchamacallit. I'm gonna rate it to be like a 8.15. Just simply because he doesn't have the greatest defense in the world, but it's good defense to keep you prioritized, where he knows where to be on the court, and he knows how to put himself in the proper position to be successful. And I think honestly, the thing about him is that he knows how to put himself in the right mindset of utilizing his defense. But when it comes to him being, like in the moment of defending his competition, I think his biggest problem is trying to adjust when he's in the heart of the moment to be in that position. And I think the problem with Ja Morant is that he doesn't really have like the proper defensive transition awareness, but he does know when to be there at the right time to keep himself, focus on like a focus on plays, but it's really determined by like the level of how much the competition is trying to step up the tempo. But his defense is all right. Definitely a 8.15. That's how I would put it down. Um, for the chemistry, teammate potential, I think his chemistry is actually a solid 10 out of 10. Um, like I would like I would personally say when Ja Morant makes his teammates better, the Grizzlies will always win. But I would like to believe that when he's not focused and he puts himself in bad positions, he has to make his teammates better in order for him to be more connected to keep the chemistry alive. And I mean, the Grizzlies did very, very well in the postseason, which I'll get to later. But you can easily tell that when Ja Morant's having a off night, he does, help his teammates out in the event of making them better for the night. So that way he can redeem his missed opportunities to score. But I think the chemistry is very, very good. He definitely likes to be a part of the team to be successful. And I think the biggest issue with Ja Morant is he definitely has whatchamacallit. He definitely has the ability to be there to be successful in certain situations. And whenever his team is not doing good, he will always try to find opportunities to uplift his teammates for them to be a better team for that given night or given game. So I would give it a solid 10 out of 10. He's definitely a team leader, and he doesn't really have too many deficiencies of what he should or shouldn't do. But let's talk about the next topic, the playmaking IQ. I'd say honestly, his playmaking is another 10 out of 10. Um, like obviously his assists, passing ratio is extremely high. He pretty much averages at least 6 to 7 assists per game. So I mean that's a very, very good stat line to have. And I think the biggest problem is that a lot of people don't give him enough credit of looking at the court, vision before he gets into his, like a traditional rhythm for him, for him to be more isolated off a play, to either try to score or to put himself in certain areas of him to be more successful by setting up his teammates to score the ball more. But I do believe honestly, the biggest issue with his playmaking IQ is just that whenever he's in the moment of being pressured or being double teamed by some heavy team comps like the Warriors, obviously in the playoffs, or just teams that are more hyper aggressive with how they put themselves in the court, I think the biggest problem is just trying to be wide open to pass the ball if he needs to make an extra pass, or whenever he is hyper engaging to the paint, he does see his teammates right there on the money to give him, the quick assist, whether if it's going to be like a pass shoot type of situation or pass dunk situation. So, I mean, he definitely knows where he like where he is, but like I would say honestly, it's just like the pressure that you put on him that will change up his mindset coming in. But Ja Morant's playmaking IQ is insane. Very very similar to like a Rajon Rondo type of player, mixed with a young hungry Derrick Rose that's wanting to actually prove something to you. But I would say it's a solid 10 out of 10. Now for the next topic, we have the strength of skill set in the NBA playoffs. Obviously, in the playoffs, he didn't do too good in his very first year. He only played like 6 games, or actually, no, 5 games. He played 5 games and he averaged 40.5 minutes per game. And then, as far as like what he did for the whatchamacallit, the amount of points that he had dropped. He actually did very, very well in his very first playoff run back in 2020, leading into 2021. He averaged 30.2 points per game. He had a 48.7 percentage from the field goal line. He had a 32.3% 3-point percentage. And then for free throws, he averaged 77.5%. In his first year as a rookie, or actually no, second year as a sophomore. Then obviously heading into the junior level in his third year, quote unquote, which I'll get to. He actually did very very better, but still, just coming into his very first playoffs, he actually balled out very very well. He averaged 3.4 defensive rebounds per games, 4.8 rebounds per games, 8.2 assists per game, and then unfortunately the turnovers were not that good. It was 3.4% or percentage average for the turnovers, and then steals was 0.4, and then I think for blocks was none. But then the second year, which is actually very very interesting, in which obviously the Grizzlies lost to the Golden State Warriors in the conference semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, conference semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, yeah, did they do that? Wait, hold on. Oh wait, actually, yeah. They beat the Grizzlies in the that was the semi conference finals. Yeah, the semi. I think it was in round two that they had beat the Grizzlies, but basically the Western semi conference finals, that was like the run that Ja Morant had in his current year leading into 2022, which he did very very well. Averaged 27.1 points per game, 3-point percentage 34%, free throws 74.7%, defensive rebounds per game 6.6, which is a major improvement from his very first playoff run like attempt. Rebounds 8 rebounds per game, 9.8 assists, which is extremely better. Turnovers a little bit higher from the first year in the playoffs. That was 3.6 compared to the 3.4. And then the steals was a 2.0, which is very, very good. And then blocks, it was a little bit high, or a little bit semi high, but it was like 0.4, which isn't too much. But either way, I think honestly his strength of skill set in the playoffs, I'm gonna give it a solid 9.75. Um, I think he deserves it. I think he has all the skills and all the the intangibles to be a very very good player, in which I'll get to for the next topic. But either way, like the strength, the skill set is there. He knows where to be at certain points of time to be there to be successful. But I think the biggest problem with him is just that he just needs to get more experience and to be ready for those top dogs. And I think he's ready for them. It's just that his team needs to be there with him. And I think his skill set and the chemistry that he's built within his teammates is going to make him into a much more heavily skilled veteran level player. But as far as what I can say, as far as the strength of skill set, it's very, very high. It's just that you have to put yourself in a proper position to know your position and know who you are as an NBA basketball player, because this isn't, like college ball. This is at the high level. This is where the pros actually end up starting to get into their man strength. And then that's where you see that the big dogs, grow into their veteran style, ability. But I think either way, honestly, like Ja Morant's skill set in the playoffs is absolutely superb. Because if he does come back again in the playoffs and he's putting up those type of number like performances, you could easily see Ja Morant become a champion very soon. But I think it's obviously like his lack of discipline, where he needs to really, really focus on himself and ask himself how much how much more time does he need to commit to himself outside of basketball to be great? And I think that's something that John Morant really needs to do, because obviously as of recently, he hasn't really been focusing so much on basketball in the NBA offseason. And I think that's a really, really big problem. He needs to be back in the gym more, and he needs to start focusing more on what he needs to do. Because if you want to be great and you want to win titles, you have to give it your 110%. And or you have to give like your 110 percent high level skill set. But either way, he's a good player. He just needs to work on a couple stuff, and I think he'll be good. I think he is the goods to be up there. It's just that he needs to put himself in a proper position to be up there, and I think that's something that we could see out of him sooner than later, heading into the future. But let's go on with the final topic, the intangibles. I'll give this a good solid 9.35. I think intangibles wise, he's a very very good player, but at the end of the day, the skills do pay the bills, and there's a reason why Jean Morant he wasn't able to perform at the level that we wanted him to see. But credit to him having a good run against the Minnesota Timberwolves, in which that was a very very good series. But on top of that, losing to the Warriors, in which the Warriors were basically the mega underdog coming into every single series. But honestly, that's just something that I have to give a lot of respect to, because the Grizzlies could have easily won the entire playoffs, but the problem was is just that Ja Morant's lack of discipline and the the chemistry within his teammates, not himself, but the teammates alone around him. They need to step up more, and they need to start working on their ability to be better. But I think either way, he's a very, very good basketball player, and I think you will very well see him very, very soon in the playoffs when he has a better team. But either way, I give him a lot of props and a lot of respect, because I would probably say without his father giving him, with the proper mindset to be there and actually criticize him while he's trying to learn, on the job, because he came in very, very young. Like he got drafted at like what, 20 something years old, or at least 20 or 19, if I'm not mistaken, because he's 22. So yeah, like basically he came into the league at like 19 years old. So that's a very, very tough stretch to put yourself in that mindset of wanting to be great. But it's like 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 I said, you gotta be up inside of the gym every day. Like you gotta live basketball, like you live boxing and any other sport. So either way, I give Ja Morant very very good, like proper criticism. But for the final score of NBA ratings number 2, I would give Ja Morant, after calculating the results out of 7 topics, is a final score of a 9.42. I think Ja Morant deserves this. I think he is a very, very good player, but the problem is just that he needs to work on a couple stuff, and I think we will see him soon, very, very soon, leading into the future. He has a very, very good mindset when he is focused in the NBA season, but I think it's that postseason and it's that off season that puts him at a very, very wild position. So I'm not too sure. I think either way, like just by looking at how many points that he's been averaging, it's been getting higher and higher. Obviously, the first year, 13 points. Second year, 17.5 points. Third year, 21 points per game. He's been doing everything right. His assists have been basically increasing extremely high. His best year, having at least 9.8 assists in the regular season, and then translating that into the postseason, or um, the playoffs. That's just absolutely insane. He's a force of nature, and I think honestly, like, you're gonna see bigger and better things out of him. So that's pretty much it for my final score for Mr. Ja Morant. Shout out to the mighty, mighty LDBC, and shout out to the NBA basketball fans out there, globally and obviously domestically here in the United States. And hopefully sooner than later we get to see bigger and better things from every single one of our all-time greats. So either way, I will be doing a poll for the next basketball player that y'all want me to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much what I have to say. Um, I will see you guys sometime next week. I will be doing, you know, obviously let the fighter ratings, in which I will switch up the name because I'll give I'll give like my credibility to Ricky Williams for him for him keeping that name exclusive to him. So I'll probably switch it up to be like boxer ratings, or maybe rate a fighter, but I'll probably just make it simple, like boxer ratings, just to make it easier. So either way, that's pretty much it for me. Be sure to like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time, man. So salute to the mighty, mighty LDBC, and yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye.